Hello, good afternoon. My name is Mohammed. In this video, I'm going to show you about the medical certification requirement for the DMV. Now, for those of you that don't know what this is the medical requirement that if you're planning to drive a commercial driving license vehicle, A, B, or C, you need to have an updated medical certification requirement. Now, this is done every 2 years. Every 2 years, you need this. Basically, every 2 years, you need to renew the medical certification requirement from a licensed DMV doctor. So, I'm just going to go over just a brief review what you need, what are the requirements, what does it look like, and everything. So, if you don't have this up to date, you will lose your commercial driving privileges, or they might have put a restriction on your license. So, basically, the federal regulation requires that every CDL holder have this type of thing. Obviously, there's, so like I said, there's certain requirements. It's only for Class A, B, and C. There's the 4 driving type. So I'm going to go step by step, each one at a time. There's non-accepted intrastate. This is a commercial driving operation permitted across state lines, which means you could go outside of New York State, and you're required to meet the federal medical requirement. You need to have the medical requirement if you're planning to do that. You must be 21 years of age or older. If you have a hazmat license, you must select this driving type if you have it. You must not have a KCDL intrastate only or an A3 medical cert exemption on your driving license, which means that you're not supposed to have this type of restriction on your license. KCDL intrastate meaning that you can only drive in New York State. Obviously, if you're going across state lines, you must not have a restriction, or you must not have an A3 medical cert exemption, which means that you are not required to have a medical cert exemption. But if you're going straight lines, you have to have. You must have a medical certification on hand. Non-accepted intrastate. This is for commercial driving, which is basically for 18 years or older. You must have a KCDL intrastate only. That's basically if you're driving only in New York State. And you must not have an A3 medical cert exemption, restriction on driving license. Even though you're driving in New York State only and you have a restriction on it, but you are not supposed to have an A3 medical cert exemption. Basically, if you're driving a tractor trailer, a school bus, but you're only in New York State only, you're not going anywhere else. You don't really need an A3 medical cert exemption. But once you cross a straight line, you must have a medical certification on you, and you must not have a KCDL intrastate. Now, the separate intrastate is basically for commercial driving permitted across straight line for a separate operation only, and you are exempt from the federal medical requirement. It's only for certain exceptions. You must be 18 or older, 21 or older when noted for certain exemption operation for certain items. You must have an A3 medical cert exemption, restriction on your driving license. You must have that, and you must not have a KCDL intrastate restriction on your driving license, which means that you are obviously going outside the state. For certain exceptions, you must not have a K restriction on your license. Accepted intrastate commercial driving operation restricted in New York State permitted for a separate operation only. You're exempt from the federal requirement, but that's basically you're restricted in New York State. You must be 18 years or older or 21 years when noted for certain exception operation. You must have a KCDL intrastate only and the A3 medical cert restriction on your driving license. And basically, you must have both those restrictions on your license stating that. Now, if you're driving with hazmat or tank endorsement, basically you have to be 21 years or older when you meet the federal requirement. You don't have that, basically, you really can't really drive if you don't have that. Medical requirements and new visa restriction. If your U.S. medical certificate must be accompanied by diabetic, hearing, seizure, vision exemption, or the CP certification. You must have a medical variance. Basically, make sure when you verify your address, your current DMV is up to date. If you select annual NI driving time, you must send a copy of your U.S. medical examiner certificate to the examiner certification unit prior to the expiration date of the U.S. This is the medical certification fax, or call them or email them. They're always very helpful when replying to you. Obviously, you should follow the link. You need photocopies of the U.S. medical certificate. Must be legible, completing one side of standard 8.5 times 11 sheet of paper. Basically, this is what it is. This is what it looks like when they send it to you on a piece of paper when home. Basically, you're supposed to put your name, your address, your date, your driving license number, check one of these boxes, and sign it and date it and send it back to them. It's very simple, very easy. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. My job was just to explain to you these 4 driving types, what they have. If you have any other questions or comment, please comment, subscribe, follow me. I will have more videos about the DMV and other also agencies coming through as well. I hope you learned what this is, and I hope you guys understand it. Like any other questions, again, just contact me again. Thank you for your time for watching the videos. I appreciate it.